Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, Britt, Angela. It looks like Friendly Paws. Elena. Welcome back, Lorraine. Hello, Sherry. Yes, I know your pick now with the pup. Nice to see everybody here again for our week of daily live streams. Thank you all for joining. If you're here for the first time or many times, I'm so grateful for each of you. Thank you for following me. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the messages. Thank you for your presence, your energy, your support. And yes, so I will be going live for 3 more days in a row. And I'll still go live as I normally do next week, but not every day. Hi, Wendy. So yes, follow me if you don't, and you can be notified of the live streams. Please join my group, Natalie's Healing Circle, here in Insight Timer. Who all was here yesterday for our self-care live? And the meditation that we listened to was a Jack Cornfield. And I have shared in the group Natalie's Healing Circle. I shared the meditation that we listened to. I also shared the premium one that I also love. So if you're a premium member, you can hear that one. Yeah, and is there anybody brand new that would like to say hi? I'm Natalie. I'm a spiritual life coach and Reiki Master Teacher. And I'm living my purpose in the world. I'm so happy and grateful, lucky and blessed. I have, for any astrology fans, I have my North Node in Scorpio in the 2nd house. And that just confirms even more that I'm living my purpose, because Scorpio is about transformation. The 2nd house is the house of self-worth and also finances, which is perfect for our live stream today. So welcome, Caroline, Sherry. I thought you were new, so glad to see you. Kim, welcome back. Hi, Heidi. Haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you again. So, what we are going to be doing today is talking about money. Whenever I even say that word, how do you feel when I say the word money? That can be a really simple and powerful awareness to have. Hi, Jessie. Ooh. And there's no right or wrong answers, of course. Angela feels stressed and Jessie feels abundant. Welcome, Kay. Welcome back. So it's just a noticing of what's here. And as I say often and said yesterday, we need awareness to have any sort of change to be possible. So even when I speak the word money and you hear it and you notice what response there is in your body, mind, spirit, that's great information. Hi, J.E. and Nancy. Britt also feels stress. Caroline feels a readiness. Welcome back, Jamie. So in this live stream, we're going to look a bit at, the stressed part. If there's stress, if there's scarcity, if there's lack, kind of like what the problem is, if it's a problem for you. And then we're going to look at ways to shift. And I'm going to give you some really powerful tools to move forward. Yep. And also, at the very end, I will do some specific ancestral clearing around abundance. And if you are a Premium Insight Timer member, you can access my premium track, which is the Comprehensive Abundance Prayer, which is a very powerful ancestral clearing prayer on abundance. So you can listen to that as part of your intention for this live stream if this topic is relevant and interesting and important to you. So, hi Duchess, ready for a shift. Who else is ready? And readiness also being about willingness to take action that will be uncomfortable. So who all, if you don't like your financial situation, are you willing to be uncomfortable? How willing are you to be uncomfortable? Because you are going to be uncomfortable because what this will require of you is going outside your comfort zone. So if things come up where there's fear and like, I don't want to do that, or I'm not willing to do that, or it's too hard, or I'm afraid, that is the actual signal that that's the thing you're supposed to do or you get to do. So it's a shifting of your perception around your reaction or response. That the fear is a signal to take the action. And I'm getting a little bit ahead, but that's okay. I'm trusting the flow. So many of you ready and willing. So first I'm going to share, hi Karen. Well, before I share the resources, Caroline said they're used to it, like being uncomfortable and willing. In order to create change, the person, you, if that's you, where you are, to stay where you are is more painful than to change. So consider that for a moment within yourself around your finances, around your financial situation, abundance, money, all of this. Is it more painful to stay where you are? Or does change feel like it's more painful or difficult? Because that's going to determine what you do and where you go. If you're like, I don't care, I'm so ready, I'm so willing, I can't live this way anymore, I don't care what it takes, I'm willing to do things I've never done, take actions I've never taken, then that's a really good setup for you to create the change you desire. If, however, you're like, well, it's not that bad and I'm doing okay, and I don't know if I'm going to want to do this or that, I don't know how willing I really am, then you're not in enough pain yet to change. And that it's not a judgment, it's a noticing and an awareness. So much more painful to stay, Caroline, which is, I mean, it sucks to be in the pain, but whenever we use that pain as catalyst to change, then it's for our transformation. Hi, Nikki. Happy Valentine's to those who still, I guess, yeah, some of you are still in your Valentine's Day. Duchess. So that's great. You had a moment of clarity. And, you know, it's not, there's nothing wrong with like having to borrow money. You can use that as like, this is great. I'm so glad this happened because this is it. I am going to change now. This is what needed to occur to help me shift. Yeah. So in AA, where, you know, I've been clean and sober 25 years, I mean, it's the same thing there about change. Tired of being tired. I forgot, there's a saying in AA we have, something, I can't remember exactly, something like that. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. So that could apply to your money situation as well. Hi, Erin. So it's good to discern this as we move forward. So I'm going to give you the list of resources that I use, which is, there's some books. The first one's called Overcoming Underearning. If somebody wants to type this in the comments, that'd be great. By Barbara Stanny, Stanny, but you can just search Overcoming Underearning. The second book is called Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And the third book is How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever by Victor Bach. So in my own journey, these are the resources I've used and am using to also, you know, up-level my financial life. So I'm offering a group program around this in April where we will be using all these tools in a group setting to help you overcome underearning and get abundant and free. So if that's interesting to you, send me a message. Hi, Kelly. I'm sorry, Kyla. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. Welcome. I love that you brought that in. A business owner looking for jobs online rather than reaching out to new clients. And as a life coach, like, I've come up against that, and also I help coaches and entrepreneurs with that exact thing. So that scary action where you feel the fear, that means it's the action to take. Thank you, Duchess. So Heidi, yeah, I can post the books in a group post in Natalie's Healing Circle here on Insight Timer. And thank you, Duchess, for writing those out. Keela, thank you. Keela. So, we can go into where all of this comes from, and y'all know, you're aware enough, it comes from childhood, just like everything else, and that's okay, and it's not blaming and making family and caregivers wrong. It's just about noticing that's the dynamics, that's the setup that we come into this human incarnation with. And so our, part of what we're up to here in this journey, in this incarnation, is to break these patterns. So congratulations that you're even hearing this message, because that means it's for you and that you get to be a pattern breaker in your ancestral lineage. And that means your parents and beyond, and your children if you are creating other humans. And even if not, like even if you have siblings or whatever, or even friends. So your transformation, you overcoming under-earning and scarcity and lack mindset, helps everyone. So it's not just for you. It's for you, and also it's not happening in a vacuum. So I know y'all who have been with me before already know and have heard this before. I'm going to go through the characteristics of an under-earner. And I think most people, if you are an under-earner, you'll hear that word and you'll be like, I don't even know what that means, but I know that's me. Is there anybody that can relate? You don't even need to know the specifics to know that that sounds like you. Great. So I'm just looking through my notes here, and I'm going to, read these out. Okay. Do any of these occur to you? And when we do the group program, we're going to bring in some of this, and it'll be helpful for you now. So listen to these and let me know which ones you can relate to. I often give away my services, volunteering or working more hours than I'm actually paid. It's so hard to ask for a raise or raise fees, so I just don't do it. I actually dislike money or people who have it. I'm proud of my ability to make do with little. There's nobility in being poor. I blame someone or something else for my financial situation. I find ways to avoid dealing with money, for example, bartering. I tend to sabotage myself at work, apply for jobs I'm not qualified for or are low paying. I stop short of reaching my goals. I change jobs a lot. I work very, very hard, long hours, several jobs, or I go into excess and then I collapse. I fill my free time with endless chores and tasks. So these are the characteristics of under-earners, if you can relate to these. I'm in debt with little savings and no idea where my money's going. I have a family history of debt and or under-earning. I'm vague about my earnings, overestimating or underestimating income, gross, not net. I continually put others' needs before my own. I'm frequently in pain or stress around money. Some of you, when I said the word money, you said stress was how you felt. Recognition and praise are more important to me than money. So, if you can relate to any of those, you're likely an under-earner. Now listen to this next list, and listen to what you can relate to with these. I'm confident in my ability to make money. I always live below my means. I love money and appreciate what it does for me. I'm very optimistic about my financial future. I experience little fear or insecurity around money. I'm determined to get paid what I am worth. I am passionate about my work. I have very supportive, nurturing relationships, including partner or spouse. I like wealthy people. I have little or no credit card debt. I intentionally get myself into situations beyond my ability and then rise to them. I am resilient and able to bounce back when I fall. I am filled with gratitude for the success I've achieved. I work very hard, but I know I don't have to do everything myself. I know how to delegate and set limits. I am tenacious in achieving my goals. So, do you see the difference in those two sets of lists? Hi, Semastar. So if you want that list, send me a private message here through Insight Timer or wherever you follow me, Facebook, Instagram, website. This will be a replay on YouTube as well. Awesome, Amber, Michelle, and you already have this book, which is great. So all under-earners share one common trait. So is this you? A high tolerance for low pay. Yes, J.E. Overcoming under-earning is where I'm getting what I'm speaking about right now. The definition of an under-earner: one who earns less than their potential, despite their needs or desires to do otherwise. It's a condition of deprivation in which physical and emotional needs are not being met. So, is this you? You don't have to answer me. You can if you want in the comments. Or you can discern that within yourself. So I am Natalie Speakman pretty much everywhere. Natalie M. Speakman. M as in Marie, my middle name. So you can send me a message here to connect more, and I can share that if you don't find it. Thank you. So the importance in defining this and getting really clear on can you relate to this is like getting clear on the problem, then we can get clear on the solution. So let's think about 6 months from now. And if nothing changes, say you just keep on going as you're going with your financial situation, it's 6 months from now and everything's the same. How do you feel? How does that feel? Really feel into that. It's 6 months from now. I know somebody shared vulnerably that they had to ask their mother to borrow money today. Do you want to be doing that in 6 months from today again? Or there might be some of you who are like, actually, everything's amazing. And it's so again, it's coming out of any context or judgment that might come up of good, bad, right, wrong. It's just an awareness. And it's a great check-in question for you. If nothing changes, how much longer are you willing to experience the past? Because if you don't change, you will just keep experiencing your past again. So let's take a moment to look at 6 months from now. Do you want to be experiencing the same thing again? Thank you, Caroline, for your compliment. Summer Star. Keela would feel crappy, dead, and horrible. Caroline screams into the void. So this is great. This is great. If you have that much of a visceral response, then it's great. I celebrate us all being real here, whatever that looks like. And it's a great question to ask. If nothing changes, are you willing to experience the past? Because that's what you'll get. Hi, Jeff. Monica. So, how do you go from here? So, one thing that happened to me last year, and you've heard this before if you know me, I got a lot of money out of nowhere. And if you're an astrology fan, you'll appreciate the fact that I was having my Jupiter return. What that means is when Jupiter comes all the way around the circle of your chart, our solar return is our birthday. The sun goes all the way around in 1 year. So that's your solar return. The planets all do that too. So I was having my Jupiter return that happens every 12 years. My Jupiter is in the 8th house of Taurus, which is about other people's money and inheritances and gifts from others. And guess what? I got a windfall of several $1,000s. And what was interesting about that, awesome, was this experience of just, it was out of nowhere. And I get this message and this news and information. I swear to you, I maybe was in awe and appreciation for 3 minutes. And I might even be stretching that before it was oh my God, what am I going to do with this? I need to pay this off. I need to pay that off. It's not enough. And there's a part that judges that within me, and I can see that, and I can work on releasing the judgment. But the takeaway from that was that it's not about the money. And one piece from the book, Get Rich Lucky Bitch, that was really powerful was this chapter she wrote on celebrities or people that get rich and famous quickly that come into sudden wealth. And story after story she shared about Britney Spears and blah, 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 and all these people who got a lot of money and then they squandered it, or it was taken from them, or they mismanaged it and it was gone. Because it's not about the money. And it's such a simple statement that it's not about the money. But when you really have an experience of that, which is what happened to me, I received this, I have a level of awareness because of whatever, my journey. So I was able to be the witness and like observe what was happening as I, get this notification about this money, and then notice my reaction and response, and then notice how quickly the mind went to, it's not enough. It didn't solve the money problem, because it's not about receiving amount of money. It's about the energy. It's about the mindset. It's about this, all of that that's underneath. So money will not solve this problem. Getting a windfall, getting a raise is not the answer. The answer is in doing the inner work and the outer work. Yes, Keela, a correlation of how we show up with our business and showing up in relationships. Damn straight. Duchess, your Jupiter return is coming. Let me know how that happens. Thank you, Summer Star. Dana, glad that you're awake to hear this. We have 108 people joining right now, magic number. And I'm in India, if you don't know, so once I realized, how many of you have held on to that idea that, if only I were rich, if only, I made it big, or got a windfall, or any of you, are you waiting on the inheritance? Are you waiting on the alimony, or, whatever it is, to release that? Having an amount of money is not going to solve the problem. And that was a huge, that was a bigger gift than receiving the money. Interesting, Jeff. Yes, Dana. So this replay of this session will be on my YouTube channel in the next few days. You can send me a message, or you can find that. I have listed the books that I'm taking these teachings from, and I'm also offering a group program in April. So you can reach out about that. But the books are Overcoming Underearning by Barbara Stanny, Get Rich Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas, and How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever by Victor Bach, B-O-C. So I can share those. Yeah. So yes, we need to hear this. And actually, so I am just getting the final editing done on a rapid transformational therapy, hypnotherapy recording. If anyone knows Marissa Peer, I have had training with rapid transformational therapy, and I have created a hypnotherapy recording specifically for entrepreneurs and coaches, or solopreneurs of any kind, that will help you reprogram the limiting beliefs. So, there's the stuff from childhood that we get to clear. And then also there's the stuff we can do now with our conscious mind and with our actions. So in Get Rich Lucky Bitch, the other big practice I took from that, which I'm going to give you, is using Ho'oponopono around memories from the past. Who does not know what Ho'oponopono is? I know many of you do, because we're all here in Insight Timer and spiritual beings. Ho'oponopono is, and thank you for sharing what you don't know. That probably takes courage to say that you don't know. Yes, thank you, Caroline. So It's an ancient Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. It's very powerful. It's very simple. It's 4 phrases. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And I'm just going to give you the very briefest, instruction on it, because we're here not for very long today. And we can go deeper on that. And yeah, for anything that I'm talking about that you want to know more about, just send me a private message here through Insight Timer or any channel or avenue that I'm on. And I'm happy to support you. So what you can do to start healing money stories from the past that were not helpful, there's so many different ways to do this, and it's great. We've got many tools. So you can write down, start from the beginning of your life, take about 20 minutes. That's all it takes. It doesn't have to be, a huge thing. And just start going back from your earliest memories. Any memory around money that's not joy and light and love. Any money memory that you can handle looking at. So you write those down. One of my big ones was this fight at the dinner table, that I started because of my childhood innocence and asking a question. My parents got into a huge, horrible meltdown, and it was about money, the root of it. So that memory, and many, many, many others. So you do it up until present. If anybody hasn't paid you back, or if you let people borrow money, or if you borrowed money, or any stealing, if you've been stolen from, anything to do with anything like that, just write it down. You just have to write just a bullet point list. And every day, you take a few meditative moments to go through the list and apply the Ho'oponopono prayer to each of those memories, bringing it to mind and then speaking, or internally or externally, it doesn't matter, saying the prayer, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. And you do this every day, and things will, until the memories don't have a charge anymore. Once you feel it's cleared, and you'll know, then you remove it from the list. New ones will pop up. So you do this every day, and that helps clear those old energies and programs. So that's a really powerful practice I'm giving you from the Get Rich Lucky Bitch book. I'm just feeling into what to bring in next. The Overcoming Underearning, I am creating like a really specific program with lots of reflections and exercises, teachings and learnings. And so there's a lot within that book. Awesome, Jesse, Dana, Jeff, and Caroline. I'm so glad it's helpful. So, because I want this to be valuable for you, of course, that's why we're here, right? So I'm going to give you a couple things from the book, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. And even if you do nothing else but just these things that I'm sharing here and now, it's going to help you shift into abundance, clear your energy around money that's not helpful, clear those money blocks, And then, there's more. You can dive deeper with me one-on-one, in a group. I mean, there's so many resources. So you get to discern where you want to take this and where you want to go with this. And I really want you to also think about, okay, if nothing changes in 6 months, do I want to be where I am right now around my finances? And if the answer is no, then this is your invitation to do something different. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I'm so glad it's helpful. Yeah, and there's some beautiful Ho'oponopono songs, Karen. So, in the book, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever, it's quite simple, the approach. So that book talks about the law of attraction and the law of repulsion. And it talks about how if you're an under-earner or if you have scarcity and lack in your finances, that likely you have an addiction to money. He uses the word addiction. And that's what I found when I had that moment where I received all that money, and then it was like it wasn't enough. It's like a drug addict who gets their drugs and then they use them, and even as they're using them and even as they're feeling high, their mind is already like, I need more, and it's not enough. And I mean, me as a drug addict, I can relate to that part of it too. So he says in this book that the energy of addiction, that neediness, that clinging, that grasping, that thirst, that desire, that attachment, actually, that energy pushes the thing you want that you're like addicted to, it pushes it away from you. So we've got to clear that energy of that addiction to money. Because when we're in survival, when we're in lack, when we're in scarcity, when we're in under-earning, it's like we want, I need every dollar. It's like we're thirsty in the desert. And money is a flow. We get to be in a flow. It's circulating. Y'all have heard this, I'm sure. Like, money is an energy and it's circulating through the planet. I think Abraham Hicks says that if you were to take all the money on the planet, divide it evenly among 8 billion people now, like in a short period of time, the money would go back to where it was before. The billionaires would become billionaires again. The poor people would become poor people again. Because it's not about the tangible money. It's about the person and their energy and their relationship and their beliefs and all of this. So you've got to heal that's underneath. Yeah. I'm so glad this is helpful. Thank you all for sharing and joining. So, this is one of my favorite things I've started doing over 6 months now since I got the book, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever. So it talks about this process called glad giving. And y'all have heard me talk about it before if you follow me. Awesome. Glad this is blowing some of your minds. I love it. Hi, Jennifer. Nice to see you. Glad you could join. So glad giving's amazing because it doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have. You can do it. You can start from wherever you are. So basically the way it works is the next money you receive, you start a practice of giving 1 to 5% of it away to, a charity, an organization, a person. It couldn't be anything. So it's not about depleting what you already have. it's about starting from now. And if you get $100 as a gift, you can give from $1 to $5 of that away. It's a very reasonable amount. Anybody can do it. Even in the book it says, so the book is called How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever by Victor Bach. I will post it in Natalie's Healing Circle in the group. You're an Insight Timer. Or you can message me with any questions about any of this. He says in the book, like, even if somebody's homeless and they receive $1 from begging on the street, they can give 1 to 5 cents of that away. So this starts breaking that addiction to money, that clinging, that scarcity mindset and energy. And it's amazing. It's so fun. I love it. Y'all have heard me tell stories about some glad giving that I've done that's just been so awesome. So, and even like I've said before, if you donate to me here through Insight Timer or however, or if you're a coaching client or you have a session with me, know that part of the flow of my abundance is I'm glad giving that out to others as well. So that's a really powerful way to start breaking that addiction to money. So that's the energy of like that repulsion or addiction energy that pushes money away. The glad giving starts to heal that. The other thing is we want to attract or create abundance. So in that one, it's a bit of a excuse me, oh, my glasses. It's a bit of a process. But it basically is getting clear on what you want, what you need and what you want, and making 2 lists. And I'm just going to go over this really briefly for time reasons. You can ask more in a message. But you make a list if you have financial needs or like things you need, like if your car needs tires or you need to go to the doctor or you need to pay off a bill or your kids need something. Like needs. You make a list of those, and then you make a list of wants. Things that you just want that light you up. If it's, your dream car or home or the new gadget or thing or whatever. So you make these 2 lists, and then you go through a process, and you create it and combine it into one list of 10 things or less. And then you create these specifically worded affirmations with each of those needs or wants. And then you affirm those. There's like a routine with it and a process. So that brings those things to you. And the person that wrote the book, has thousands of people who have had results from his processes. Thank you, Jessie, for the donation. Right, Duchess. So earlier, whenever I said, like, are you in enough pain? Is it more painful for you to stay where you are? Or is it more painful for you to make changes? That will discern your level of and your willingness to take action. If you are comfortable in your comfort zone and the discomfort is not enough yet to where you're willing to do really uncomfortable things, then, somebody like that will not take the big, bold actions that are necessary for big, bold change and transformation to occur. And again, it's not about right or wrong, good or bad. It's just about this is the dynamics of change and transformation. So Caroline, feeling uncomfortable having money. So that's where doing the subconscious reprogramming, and even the glad giving of like, okay, keeping it to 1 to 5%. Allowing that to be enough to give away, and start doing the deeper energetic and mindset work to be comfortable with money. Thank you, Sandy, for the donation. Hi, Gary. So the book Overcoming Underearning talks about underearning is a self-esteem issue. And it's like kind of like duh. And it says it's a codependency issue, which, you know, codependency issue is also a self-esteem issue. What I have noticed for me in my life over the past, you know, whatever, 12 years, I left the US 11 years ago next month. And like, it's like I have my life before and my life after. It's very interesting how my bank account balance has changed as I have changed and up-leveled and transformed myself in my life. It wasn't even that I was like, I am going to create more money like in the past. It was just like, now in hindsight, I'm noticing, wow, before I left the US in my old life, like I had this kind of bank account set point, bank balance set point. Can any of you relate to that? It's like there's this number range that you have, and that if it goes above that, you'll spend down to it, or if it goes under that, you'll create money up to that. But it's this safety range. And what's happened is I have changed, as I've transformed my energy, cleared things, you know, done the deeper spiritual work, you know, now, you know, in the way that I am as showing up in the world, living in my purpose, helping others, being of service, and all of that, my bank account set point has also raised. And it wasn't something that I set out to do. It was just something I noticed in hindsight. Yes, Dana. About the addiction, when you suffer enough, that's when you're ready to make a change. And so that's kind of what I was getting at with the, kind of discerning, have you had enough pain? Because as I said in the beginning, in the Overcoming Underearning book talks about, are you willing to be uncomfortable? Your willingness to be uncomfortable is going to be the determining factor on how much change you create and how much abundance you create. Because everything you've created has come from your comfort zone up until now. It's going to be scary. I mean, the first time I came live on Insight Timer as a teacher almost 3 years ago, it was scary. You know, the first time I charged like decent money for my Reiki sessions, that was scary. The first time I, said my fees for my coaching packages was scary. It took me having to go out of my comfort zone over and over. And then the comfort zone changes, and now like, oh yeah, these are the costs for my services. That's what it is. And there's always more levels, but now what was uncomfortable is the new comfort zone, and my bank account balance has responded by also going up because I'm valuing myself in what I do. If I don't value my services and what I do, no one else will either. I have to, and if you are some sort of a person that is an entrepreneur of any kind, we have got to value what we do in order for others to value it. I just had a session this morning with somebody who was coming to that conclusion, that they were doing a trade, they were bartering for services, and it was, they felt they were not being appreciated. And I said this exact thing. I'm like, people value things more when they pay for them. Awesome, Duchess. So you want to take the action, you're willing. So it's the inner work and the outer work. People get aggressive when they pay. Do you care to share more about that? Because I don't quite understand how that would look, if you can explain. Isn't real. So what I think I'm gathering from what you're saying is, like, and what I would say is, if I'm following you, you have to value your service and be confident and have faith in it, and then it doesn't matter about the other people, because you believe in what you do. So Duchess and anyone else that's wondering, okay, big bold action, what is it? Or what's the first action step? What's the thing that scares you to do? That's the action. Like Keela said earlier, which was a great example, that they were a business owner, and instead of like reaching out or doing the scary work of connecting with new clients or possibly creating new clients, they were looking for online jobs. So that's a great example of the big bold action is the scary one that's not safe. It's safe to look for online jobs and search things, and it's scary to maybe reach out to somebody and connect or something like that. So, and also if you are a coach, a healer, an entrepreneur, there's a book that, thank God, I was gifted with in my first session receiving life coaching as I became a life coach, called The Prosperous Coach. It's amazing, and it can help with this aspect. So send me a message. I can share the PDF and the audio files with you on that, and it's amazing. Awesome, Dana. Interesting, Caroline. So I can totally get that, those experiences could come up. Around the art not being framed, and maybe you've done this, but it sounds like they had an expectation, an unspoken expectation. And if we were in a conversation, we could, of course, be in dialogue about it, but I would, and maybe you've done this, in the future, okay, this is unframed, and this is the cost. Oh, well, I want it framed. Okay, then this is the cost. And the thing with Reiki, I'm a Reiki Master Teacher, if you don't know, so I definitely, talk about that with my students and with others, that just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it's not working, and I'm confident in that. So if we look at sales or enrollment, how successful we are in life in general as a whole is based on how well we are able to enroll people into things. And what does that mean? Enrollment is basically selling somebody on our ideas or what we want. So if you have a Reiki client and they are like, I didn't feel anything and I want my money back, if they persuade you into doing that, they've enrolled you into their idea. If you are confident and strong in what you're up to, then you will enroll them into your idea that the Reiki works regardless, and to trust the process. So, I mean, that's just a little thing that's coming in. Interesting. Because Reiki and energy healing, we don't always feel it. And it's a multi-dimensional experience that you might not always feel something in the physical. And I love that you had that idea, and like the session would speak for itself. And also, yeah, I see that could bite you in the butt. So this is awesome. That this is coming up. Keela, if not enough income is coming in. So from an under-earning mindset, that the mindset of that is, it's not coming in, it's something that's happening to me that I don't have any control over. Coming from an abundance mindset or a more powerful money mindset, then then the shift is, where and how can I create some income? I need to create $1,000. Let me brainstorm on ways to do that. Let me have a goal. And I'm going to create this $1,000. And you make that decision to do that. And then your actions are going to be from the level of creation. The goal that you make, the number that you declare, is a place to come from. If you declare that, then your mindset is going to shift, and you're going to start seeing things and seeing possibilities and being open to things that maybe the comfort zone and scarcity mindset would be closed to. There's going to be an opening there. I did this with a life coaching client the other day who in the session, and she's working through the Overcoming Underearning book with me in one-on-one sessions, and she was like, I think I'm going to take a loan out. I'm thinking about taking out a loan. And I was like, okay, I hear you. And also, would you like another idea? What if you create that money in some other way? Because she's super talented and creative and definitely can. The under-earning mindset is, it doesn't see that as a possibility. So she created a vision for this amazing event. Like, it's amazing. And it was interesting to notice her face, like her facial expressions, her body language, because my invitation to her was, okay, what's the first baby step? What's the nano step to take towards this creation? And she even was like, had like nervous laughter, and like her face was flushed. That's when you're out of your comfort zone. That's when you're willing to be uncomfortable. And she said it was to contact this person who they could co-create this event, and this person was a really valuable friend and resource, and she declared to do that. Awesome, Jennifer. So we've gone off a little bit, which is fine. I trust that, it's all about still on the same topic. So if you are new to me and haven't already, please click follow here on Insight Timer. If you care to give a donation, you can do so. 100% goes to the teacher when you donate outside of the live stream. It's just some weird thing with Apple if you are on iPhone. If that's important to you. If not, just donate if you choose. I'm not attached. And yes, I have I have many live replays on my YouTube, and this one will be up as well. And I also have other money replays, live streams, where I talk about similar things, but there's always something different that comes through. If you feel the call to reach out to me one-on-one, do so. Join my group, Natalie's Healing Circle. And if you want support around this specifically in a group setting, send me a message. I can share that information with you about the group program. And I also am offering this week, I know if you've been here this week, you've heard me talk about my Truth Excavation Guided Journey. I've had a number of you reach out and inquire about and setting that up. It's a complimentary offering I'm offering now. It's not necessarily on the money topic, but it could be. I mean, if that's what is ready to come out. Send me a message if you'd like to be considered for receiving the complimentary Truth Excavation Guided Journey. It is a live one-on-one session with me that we would schedule. And yes, if you've never had a private session with me, it's complimentary. I also offer spiritual life coaching, and I do usually always offer the first session at least complimentary, because I don't know, if I'm a good fit for somebody, if I can help them. So that session is always no strings attached to be of service. So if you like my style, I coach in here. I'm doing that now. And you want coaching around this or any topic from a spiritual mindset, send me a message. Awesome. Keela, yes, March 23rd, 2013. I took a plane from the US to Seoul, South Korea, where I moved in with the person that I was involved with romantically. So love was what led me to go across the world. And thanks for asking that too, because, and I just, before this session, one of my life coaching clients had shared with me over the past few days, they live up north in the US and they went down south for vacation. And the weather's bad up there right now, wherever, where they are. Flights got delayed, snow on the highways closed. They sent me pictures a few hours ago from the beach in the south. And the comment was, worth it. And that was so inspiring and exciting to me. And this is what my feedback was to them, was like, because they had told this whole story in their message. in a number of messages of like, okay, I got this idea, I want to take a trip, I got my work covered, I got people to watch, they got a new pet, somebody's watching the pet, they coordinated everything, they got the tickets, they did all of the things. Then they were met with this weather, but they didn't give up. And they have small children, traveling with them. So it was this huge journey. And at the end were these beautiful pictures saying worth it. So what I pointed out to them was their vision for their outcome was that they would be on the beach enjoying in the sun and the warm. It was difficult for them to do that. And I said, you could have turned around, you could have threw in the towel, you could have canceled everything. It would have been easier, but your vision and your commitment in what you wanted to create was bigger than all of the obstacles. And this is how it is with your money. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be uncomfortable. But how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be out of the situation you're in financially? If you want to do it, you will create it. And that's one of the biggest distinctions about under-earners is they think that things are happening to them, that they don't have any control over their financial situation, and it's not true. And me, as I'm also an under-earner up until now, so I can definitely relate. Awesome, Dana. Thank you. Caroline, Wendy, Karen. So, and that ties into me leaving the U.S. I had a vision. Nothing was going to stop me from doing that. I had to move heaven and earth to create that. My commitment to my vision, how bad I wanted it, superseded any obstacles or fears or discomforts. So if you want financial abundance, you won't let those things get in your way. Awesome. Yes. Thank you, Duchess, for the donation. Jessie, Jennifer. Yeah, growth and comfort cannot coexist. I love that. I have not, what I do around health is sugar addiction, Jamie, because I have been in recovery from that for 3.5 years. That is really when I talk about anything health related is around that topic. And I do occasionally do live streams on this, and I have done group coaching in the past on sugar. My focus and my passion now is with this, with the money. So that's why I'll be offering group coaching and individual coaching around overcoming under-earning and scarcity. So that's a great question. And I do one-on-one with, if I feel, that I can work with somebody and it's a good fit, we can do that around anything. So, addicted to sugar up until now. So if you follow me on YouTube, you can catch a lot of my live streams now are up, replays. I have a playlist, you can search in there, you can look for the sugar ones, you can watch those. So we are over time. I will be back in 24 hours for our next live stream. And I will just take a few minutes to do some Reiki and Ancestral Clearing around the money energies and the lack and the scarcity. Actually, I will read in the comprehensive abundance prayer, as I said, it's on my premium tracks. And I feel like closing with that because it's so appropriate and it's so powerful. If I can find it. I haven't 100% memorized it. But if you are a premium Insight Timer member, please listen to that. You can listen to it many times a day. If you are a free Insight Timer member, you can listen to the Master Prayer, which is a Master Ancestral Clearing prayer that is very comprehensive, and that's in my free meditations. The premium, I have the Abundance Prayer. So, close your eyes. Well, if I can pull this up, there we go. Okay, awesome. I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful to all of you, to me, to my higher self, to Source. Yep, inner being, all of that. Insight Timer. Thank you all. So, let's just close our eyes for a moment, come into presence together. Letting the Reiki flow, going wherever it needs to for your best and highest good. Right now, your body, mind, spirit will draw the Reiki in. And just take in this comprehensive abundance prayer. It's offered by John Newton, my Ancestral Clearing teacher. What is appearing in your life is often a reflection of what you feel inside. Abundance may take many forms, but none of these is your source. This prayer is encoded with a direct connection to the Creator consciousness itself, which is our true source. As you hear this prayer, you're connecting to Source directly and beginning to clear past burden, imprints, and beliefs, allowing more abundance to effortlessly flow into your life. Infinite Creator, all that you are, for anyone hearing this prayer right now, all of our family members, all of our relationships, all of our ancestors, and all of their relationships through all relevant time, space, and dimension. For all hurts or wrongs around our supply, for all times there wasn't enough, for the times we struggled to survive, for all hardship, famine, and adversity, and all that we made it mean about life, people, and you, Creator. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us completely and totally, please and thank you. For all times we were out of integrity with money, lied, cheated, or stole, and times this was done to us. For all the times we disrespected or were out of integrity with the earth and the life of the earth, and for the times we took more than we needed. Please help us all forgive each other and forgive ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves, please and thank you. For all who represented God, all governments, parents, and authority figures. For the times they misused power, position, and authority or let us down. For all times we were oppressed, disrespected, and minimized, and times we did this to another. For all patterns of guilt, fear, shame, and unworthiness, and the times we felt we weren't enough. Please help us all forgive each other and forgive ourselves. Be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves, please and thank you. Creator, please help us see ourselves, each other, and all creation through your loving, effulgent, and abundant vision for the highest good always. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. I will see you all tomorrow or however you join. Thank you so much. Namaste.